And I just thought, 'tis was the season for spookiness, and there just was no place for it. So I apologize. But I thought it was good spooky fun at first, and then I realized that I was actually frightening some of you all the way down to the bone. And that's not what Halloween's about. Halloween's about fun spooks, not super frightening ones. And so I'm really sorry. I didn't even know that you could do filters on Instagram Live, and when I saw that, I was just super excited. It was between that one or some rich man with a spectacle, and I already have a monocle, not a spectacle. Spectacles, what you do when you make a scene somewhere. So I chose the spooky one, and now I'm back online to apologize. Was I trying to hold my laughter? I was actually I was very into it. I could see how you could be an actor and really get into the vibe of it. My heart was beating actually pretty fast. No joke. I was like kind of freaking myself out too. Okay, that's just a bunch of eggplant emojis, and while I find eggplants delicious, 4 of them might be a little too much for me, if you know what I'm saying. Wait a minute. We definitely wrote that one as we went and ended up, in a real impressionistic place. Why do people tell me to go to sleep all the time? What do you get out of saying go to sleep? It seems like the most prefabricated way to try to win. Yes, this is a severed head. It's like the most prefabricated way to try to burn someone is to say go to bed. I know James Brown high on crack on CNN. I know every beat of that. No, I'm not. I'm out on love. Do not try to go head to head with me on James Brown on CNN. Hey, John, when will I grow as big as a mountain? I don't know what that's in reference to. I don't think I ever wrote a lyric like that. But really soon, buddy. Real soon, bud. Real soon. Go to a couch. Why? That's right, Tristan. Nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong. We're going to Scaramucci. He says Scaramucci. He goes, we're going to get up off that thing. It's a man's world. Why is that, ladies? Because I look good. I smell good. I make love good. I am 40. I'm 40 years old. This is my first Instagram Live as a 40-year-old. A monocle next. I wonder what the point of a monocle is/was. Is it to read? Is it so one eye can read and the other is just as blurry? Or are these for people where they have such a disparity in lack of sight between one eye and the other? I don't know. Love you too, Emma. 40 is the new 20. That would only be true if people live to 100. I should dance more. I really shouldn't. Really. Thanks, Nath. It's getting harder and harder to get a good picture of me, I feel like. And not that it was ever really great, but... Thanks, Jordan. I'll come to Bulgaria. Like, nothing's good enough. I love that I finally come to Brazil, and now people are screaming to come to Bulgaria. Oh, wouldn't that be just my luck? Have I ever had my eyebrows done? What would having my eyebrows done entail? I do feel like my eyebrows sort of give out right here. I wish they would keep going a little more. They just kind of give up. They almost go the distance. Sort of like this Instagram Live idea. Shout out Jackie. Shout out Lizzie. Have I gotten some of the Szechuan sauce yet? Listen, I do not assign myself to every hyped up thing. This is my first sermon of the Instagram Live. Sit a couple of rounds of hype out. If you are participating in every last moment of hype, then that would by definition show you have zero taste. See, taste is about selectivity. And if you have no selectivity, you have no taste. Anybody can tell what's hip and what's not. Anybody can tell what's hot and what's not. But until you exercise selectivity, you have not exercised taste. So, here are the things that I am not interested in. McDonald's Szechuan sauce. Balenciaga triple something sneakers. I'm sitting it out. I'm sitting out Yeezy Wave Runners. I am sitting out most of Balenciaga altogether. Not my thing. Sitting things out is important. Otherwise, you just become kind of a consumer for hire. You're just, I didn't say whore. You don't want to get lost in the sauce. Middle class fancy is right. You don't want to get lost in the sauce. You have to exercise some sort of selection process. Otherwise, you're just showing that you know the guy who can backdoor you stuff. And although I get it, like if you're 24, I get it. But at my age, I'm not interested in signing up for every course at summer camp. This is hilarious. This is me at my least entertaining, and I can feel it. Thank you, Rachel Decker. I gave my dad a scholarship for his birthday, and it was very emotional because my dad got to talk about being a principal again, and I don't think he had worn that on his exterior of his spirit for a long time, and that was awesome. Totally awesome. You didn't think that I would just make myself a diamond-encrusted Big Lebowski chain without offsetting it with something meaningful. Always offset it. I'm always offsetting the ridiculousness with meaningfulness. Rip one tree out of the ground, plant two more, is what I say. Don't study. I don't think you should study. And also, I think you can get credits from watching this Instagram live. I think this is an accredited, this is part of the iTunes U initiative. You wrote a college paper on Something's Missing. How did you do on it? It actually, there are some moments. There's one line in that song I think is really smart. What was the line? Oh, I'm not alone. I wish I was. Because then I would know I was down because I couldn't find a friend around to love me like the way they do right now or something like that. Love me like they do right now, which means I wish something didn't check out because then I'd have a reason to be sad, but it does, so I don't have one, which makes me more sad. B minus. Well, you should have had this quote in there. Resubmit it with this quote. I loved Belo Horizonte. That was awesome. My shirt has G-Bears on it. This is now, you want to talk about something I'm going in on? This is online ceramics stuff. I love online ceramics. Big on online ceramics. I'm long on online ceramics. You have a life-size cutout of me in your room, weird or creepy? Have you added anything to the cutout? Have you dressed it? Do you speak to it? Otherwise, that's pretty cool. I don't even know that there is a cardboard cutout of me. Was I in a movie that was one time released at a Blockbuster? Where is there a cardboard cutout of me? Did I one time, was I a beer girl and didn't know it? How do I get my hair so big? Well, I believe it's genetic. It's just big on its own. And you know what? I'm happy about it because a lot of people at my age don't have it. And I have it all over. I have not done a single thing to my hair. I colored it like once and then I gave up. But I only really have a little bit right here. It's nothing. It's nothing. My recent Hypebeast vibe, I've always sort of been on that level. Always. That's where you can't get a certain electricity out of music is like you can silkscreen something a lot faster than you can produce a song. And I like the speed of producing that's inherent in streetwear that you can't get in music. Favorite Beatle. You know what I was thinking about the other day with the Beatles is that Paul McCartney and John Lennon are still like a brotherhood. And it's the brotherhood between Paul McCartney, who is alive and getting older, and John Lennon, who isn't and stays John Lennon from the time before he was unfortunately, very unfortunately, killed. So it's like one of them keeps getting older and the other doesn't. and there's interesting dynamic between the two of them. They're very much alive as a thought, you know, as a dream brotherhood. And one of them keeps getting older, and the other one is still in 80? And it's really interesting, you know, like Paul deal, like in my mind, it's a beautiful stage play. Like you could write a stage play about Paul and John, like Paul and the ghost of John, and Paul has to deal with all that life presents and the challenge of staying legendary. I am not high. Drew, you have now let everyone know the limit of your own imagination by thinking that I am high. I am not high. Actually, I'm in another country and couldn't bring anything with me, so I'm definitely not high. But I think it'd be really interesting, like, all of the ways that Paul McCartney must feel about John. Like, he has to keep producing great music. He's getting older, and John is kind of enshrined in legend for so many years. I think it's a very interesting relationship. I could be very interested in writing a stage play about it. I think it's interesting because in some ways, becoming a legend in your, you know, years ago is in some ways like having to go through life is its own set of challenges. You know, getting older is its own set of challenges, you know. Yeah, it's an interesting it's got to be, I mean, I don't know, but it's got to be a super interesting relationship between the two of them. A stage play by me, we were saying. Yeah, I mean, if I took a couple years off and did a stage play, I think I could get something out of it. Do I like to visit museums? No. But it doesn't mean, I do like to visit museums. I don't usually. I have nothing fundamentally against visiting museums. Define ceramics. Yeah, someone told me about the eyes on my website that they move. That was not my idea. I do think it's clever. Okay, here's a really interesting question. Someone just said, who wins in a fight between a grilled cheese and a hot dog? So, I have this game in my head that I play with my friends sometimes, but I play it in my head a lot. And it's like, the question is this, and I want you to start. All right, we're going to play a game. You can only text yes or no. Okay? I mean, you can only send in yes or no. I'll give you some time to catch up on this. Okay, so if a peanut butter and jelly sandwich was a living being, and there was only one, it was like the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And when you ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, like it was a copy of the like real peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Arms, legs coming out of peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Would a peanut butter and jelly sandwich get into the hottest club in Los Angeles? Like the doorman finds out peanut butter and jelly is here. Does peanut butter and jelly get in? That's my first question. I'll wait for your answers. We have 2 for yes. Rachel says no. No. No, I can't grow a full beard. Keep going. No. Okay, so this is a bunch of no's right now. Okay, wait a minute. Justin's is on right now. Okay, but listen. Let me qualify this a little more. We're living in a world where this is the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So the doorman is like, I just had one of you. Like, you're peanut butter and jelly. I had you when I was a kid. The answer is yes. The peanut butter and jelly sandwich gets into the club. Now, it's important that you agree that the peanut butter and jelly sandwich gets into the club because this sets a baseline understanding for future questions about whether other things can get into the club or not. So the answer is yes. The bouncer, the owner would be like, right here. The nostalgia of peanut butter and jelly is like, please, Mr. Peanut Butter and Jelly. It would be like, it's peanut butter and jelly gets right in. Okay. I'm not smoking anything. Emma, get with the program. Not smoking anything. Okay. So peanut butter and jelly sandwich gets in. So it's time for another question. Hold on a second. I'm almost there. So now the next question is grilled cheese is here. Now, peanut butter and jelly is not there. It's a different night in Hollywood. So-and-so's like, we got grilled cheese at the door. Grilled cheese is here. He's saying he's grilled cheese. It is grilled cheese. It's the grilled cheese. Do we have any room for grilled cheese? Does grilled cheese get into the club? Yes or no? In LA, yes, grilled cheese sandwich in LA. I agree. I don't think grilled cheese gets in. I don't think grilled cheese gets in. I think grilled cheese is B list. I think the peanut butter and jelly is A list. Oh, that's interesting. Grilled cheese is to cold days what PBJ is to summer days. I agree about grilled cheese being cold days, but I'm not sure that peanut butter and jelly is a seasonal food. I think peanut butter and jelly is 24/7, which is more the point as to why it gets in. Peanut butter and jelly is like Clooney level. That's Brad Pitt level. Grilled cheese, we're dealing with B level stuff. Grilled cheese gets in? I don't know. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. Sloppy Joe. Sloppy Joe, hottest club in LA. Sloppy Joe. Now remember, Sloppy Joe's tripping all over the place. TMZ is filming him. He's tripped on the curb already. He's leaking everywhere. Sloppy Joe. Sloppy Joe is here. He's making a scene. He's saying that he's on the list. He's dripping all over my guest list. He's dripping some sort of spicy discharge all over the guest list. Does Sloppy Joe get in? Now this is a bit of a trick question. Thank you, Carl. Getting real nuance there. That peanut butter and jelly is for 72 degrees. So you might be saying that Sloppy Joe is exactly, Carly, A-list Sloppy Joe. Everyone loves a hot mess. You're absolutely right. Sloppy Joe gets in. I don't like living in a world where Sloppy Joe gets in, but Sloppy Joe gets attention. Sloppy Joe's going to be all over TMZ tomorrow. And when Sloppy Joe is all over TMZ and all over the press, so is the name of the club. And unfortunately, the club will cater to Sloppy Joe and his posse. So I think we're getting somewhere with this. And you know what? Grilled cheese decides not to be Sloppy Joe. Grilled cheese can't get in, but grilled cheese has dignity. And, okay, club sandwich is never getting in. Club sandwich is never getting in, which is ironic because it's named after the place it's trying to get into. And a club sandwich is just going to be waitlisted for like weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. You know why? Because a club sandwich tries so hard, not only in the combination of ingredients that it tries to force together on you, but it's so thirsty to get into the club that it's named itself Club Sandwich, and that will not get you in the club. What if I called myself Nightclub Johnny? If I decided to change my name to Nightclub Johnny, I think I would have a harder time getting into places than if I kept my original name. So, for that reason, Club Sandwich does not get in the club. Well, Club Sandwich, Alicia, is going to have to buy its own club if it wants to have anyone get in. However, it's not going to have the pull of like a pulled pork. Club Sandwich does not have the pulled pork to get in. So that's what's happening here. Am I sleepy? Yeah, I'll get there in a minute. The thing about touring is that there's nothing to really wake me up before show, so my circadian rhythm just kind of keeps twisting to the right. So a panini, this is very interesting. Does a panini get in the club? We've got a panini here. I don't think a panini gets in the club. I really don't. I really don't. Avocado toast wouldn't go to the club, okay? Avocado toast. Okay, so avocado toast wouldn't go to the club, and if it did, it would have its hat down really low like Leonardo DiCaprio. If avocado toast went to a club, it would be like this. You would just see a little bit of that delicious mushy avocado and maybe like a little bit of the poached egg, but it would have like a LA Dodgers hat on, and it would be like a new Dodgers hat, like not even super into baseball, but just like World Series level, like gotta have the hat. So yeah, avocado toast is hanging out in the back, and it's sneaking in, and it's got the so yes. Now, if you are going to deduce that I am comparing Leonardo DiCaprio with avocado toast, I don't feel bad about that, because avocado toast is super great and super cool, and I actually hope that this gets everywhere on the wire tomorrow, that I likened the great Leonardo DiCaprio to avocado toast. I will never be avocado toast. You know, guys, let's change the subject somewhat. If I were a sandwich, what kind of sandwich would I be? Go. What kind of sandwich would I be? Think about my career. Think about my talent. Meatball sub? Okay. That's a good starting point. I like a meatball sub. A ham sandwich. I wasn't prepared to really interpret these correctly. Oh, thank you. But oh, that's interesting. Philly cheesesteak. Tuna sandwich. Vegan steak and cheese. A Reuben. Double bacon cheeseburger. I can hang with that. BLT with extra mayo. I like it. I would be a lettuce sandwich. Can I block people right now from here? Can I just click and block? Can I use force touch to block? That's a really bad name, by the way, force touch. I believe that's the name of the function on iPhone, is called force touch. Change that. I'll take it. Hannah with Grace. I'm a double. That makes me California-based. It makes me off the menu. It makes me a shit sandwich. Oh, Jeff Benz, why I oughta. Thank you very much, Amanda. Solid, well put together burger. Thank you very much. Well, okay. I'm going to say turkey, kind of bland, but also popular because everyone kind of likes it. Like, not the best sandwich, but enjoyable. Maple almond butter, Sammy, because you're a little nutty, my friend. Thank you. Now, you guys are in the presence of greatness, because Justin's, from Justin's Almond Butter, or Justin's Nut Butters, is on the line. And I am a Justin's Maple Almond Butter fanatic. First of all, if Supermarket Sweep were still a show, the way you could win it would be to just run to the peanut butter aisle and throw like 3 or 4 almond butter. And this is not an indictment on Justin's, but this just goes to show you how expensive the almond butter addiction is. I think they're like $20. Like, you win with like 4 almond butters. You would win, and meanwhile, someone's like got a towering stack of Pampers, and you've just got 4 almond butters, and you're winning. But I go through a half a jar a day of maple almond butter. Is Supermarket Sweep coming back? Oh, I love it. Yeah, almond butter's great. Once you really get your diet together, then all you have left is almond butter, and I'll just eat it all. I set a spoon and almond butter just on a table, and it's like 1 spoon a day. That spoon is just the dedicated almond butter spoon. Now that I have the attention of Justin, or whoever is running the Justin's social media, And I almost am compelled to ask, is it Justin or someone who's running the social media? I've had a concept for so long of a squeeze packet that also includes a plastic blade, so you can use the squeeze packet to apply the peanut butter as well as to just squeeze it. You want to be able to spread it, because knives, for a almond butter freak, just get used. It's such a fast clip. All I'm ever doing is washing knives and spoons. I'm talking about a single serve peanut butter pouch that has a little plastic blade on it so that you can use it to spread. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Listen to Paramore. I do every day. I'm hooked on that record. Okay. Well, we did Waiting on the World to Change tonight. So, Lil Tomato. Oh, that's not good for the environment. Okay. Sanitary. Yes. I'll tell you why it's sanitary, Cole. Because the blade, little plastic blade, is inside. You tear it, and the blade is underneath the foil. When you tear it, the blade is also in there. You guys are still on the sandwich thing. Okay. I think I'm going soon. Like a fun dip. Could you carry it on an airplane, though? Yeah, I hope so. Do I like Chick-fil-A? I haven't had Chick-fil-A in a very, very long time. Whoops. Okay. Well, this is the part where I think that I should be going soon. Any other questions? Favorite key to jam in? I'll tell you why I have an answer for this. I think it's A, because I like the middle of the string. I like the slack in the middle of the string. What's on my mind right now? So check it out. So touring has its own challenges. One of the challenges is that, like, I have a lot of time on my own, which you're seeing the reaction to, because I'm jumping on Instagram Live, because it's a little lonely, and I'm always one to be honest about being lonely. So because I'm in a little bit of captivity in terms of hotel rooms and days off and stuff, tonight I am going to take out my Nintendo Switch, which I totally love, and I'm going to make myself both play and like a little game called Fire Emblem Warriors. So I just feel like I don't love video games enough, and I want to, because I really love the Switch, and I'm going to make sure that I fall in love with Fire Emblem Warriors on Nintendo Switch. And let's be honest, I'm just waiting until Super Mario Odyssey. That's all I'm waiting for. I love the way that someone just wrote the C word with an asterisk, as if it was modifying a typo that I just didn't see the original one. Pardon me, what I meant, like, what, you misspelled it or something? Favorite thing about Connecticut? My childhood was there. What's my favorite song? What was my favorite song to write? I don't know that I have, like, favorites, because I just remember them as being really hard, you know? Like, a favorite one to write would be one that came really quickly. Love on the Weekend was really fun to write. That was a really fun one to write, Love on the Weekend. I was playing Love on the Weekend a couple days ago, and I was sound checking it, and I said, this song is great. I'm guilty of sometimes letting people's reactions to my songs on message boards leak into how I really feel about them myself. And I think Love on the Weekend's awesome. And when I read people say, like, they were disappointed in it, it unfortunately made me feel that way too. And then the other day I was playing it, and I was like, I don't believe that. I think this song is awesome. David, that sushi was so good, I can't stand it. David and I went to sushi last night, and it was so good. The whole band went out to dinner, and it was friggin' awesome. We were in Curitiba, and there's a Japanese restaurant that was as good as anything I've ever had in Japan. It was killer. It was killer. Yeah, I like Love on the Weekend. I think it's really, really good. But I'm really like, here's the thing I learned, like, because once you get to 40, you get this sense that if you do your homework as a person, if you can't get it out of yourself by the time you're 40, it's just going to be there. And one of the things I have is that I tend to crowdsource how I feel about stuff. And so when people can change my mind about my own work, which shouldn't happen. But then eventually I'm like, why do I let people get inside my head? I think Love on the Weekend's great. So, anyway, get over it, John. I love there's no... I was going to say there's no tone, but that's all caps. That's like shitty either way. 40's nice. How did I think of the title Slow Dancing? Okay, so I had this song idea for a really long time. And I think I had the... And I had a looper pedal. I was using a looper pedal for that guitar part. And I wrote a B section. And then I was working on it, and I said to Chad Franskowiak, I said, this sounds like two people slow dancing in a burning room. No joke. That's how it happened. My TED Talk. Nobody will ever see my TED Talk. My TED Talk was for friends and family only. And I think it's nice to have things in your life that are for friends and family only. But let me say that it was raucous. It was a raucous TED Talk. And most of the topics could never be shared in public. And that's the fun of having a birthday party with your closest friends. Okay. Anything else? Want any more tattoos? No. Favorite venue to play in with Dead and Company? Garden's pretty great. Squire Epiphones? Squire. Been to Glacier National Park? Yeah. Oh, is it 24 hours? Ooh, I might have to get in on that. Opinions on Space Jam? Never saw it. Zodiac sign? I think that means Libra. I think that means I'm supposed to say Libra. Will I ever jam with Mike McCready? I hope so. Favorite guitar pedal of all time? Tube Screamer. Sort of part of the guitar. Hey, are you guys in the lobby? Are you guys all on right now in the lobby? This is hilarious. That's so funny. I don't like haunted houses. Yes, I like Stranger Things. I feel like I'm going to have to watch Stranger Things really fast so that people don't spoil it. Like, if you don't watch it the hour it comes out. So, will someone get a video of me talking that it's coming out of all the phones at the same time? Because I really want to see that. And I can't imagine that it's synced up. Is it synced up? Is video of me coming out of 5 phones at the same time synced up? Hello. By the way, that was me doing something only so that 6 people could have a fun time with it. So it's not synced up. Ooh, but each one's latent. Oh, it's great. Guys, the band is here. The band is on. Well, okay. What guitar player would I kill to play with? Here's what I visualize. I would want to play with, like... Oh, let me think. Like, I don't want to play with like, Robin Ford. I have Robin Ford's playing. Like, kill to play with. Like, if you brought back, like, Jimi Hendrix, and you're like, you've got to kill someone to play with Jimi Hendrix, I'd be like, okay. And that would kill somebody. And then the police would be coming because I would have killed somebody. And when the police showed up, I'd be jamming with Jimi Hendrix. And there'd be a dead body around me, bleeding out. And that would be a hell of a police report. That it would be me, jamming. I'm all covered in blood, but super happy because, like, I know I got to go to jail. But the ghost of Jimi Hendrix is there. And now the real question in this story is, does the arresting officer or officers see the ghost of Jimi Hendrix? So I'm going to have to ask you to clarify your question. Does the guitar player that I've revived to kill to play with, is he still on site when I am arrested by the police for murder? Please tell me. I will wait. Lee, the question was asked to me. I did not think of the question. The arresting officer is Jimi Hendrix. Hey now, freeze, it's not like me to tell you what to do, man. I mean, you gotta groove your own way, but freeze. Hey man, it's. So the question is, now, it would be a big news story that I murdered somebody. It would be an even bigger news story that Jimi Hendrix came back to life. Can I get Jimi Hendrix to be a witness, a defense witness? And would he take the stand? Does the fact that Jimi Hendrix has come back to life exonerate me in any way from killing somebody? I use Martin acoustic strings. Yeah, so Jimi Hendrix is now it'd be really funny if I was on the stand for murder and every once in a while in in courtroom sketches, the back of Hendrix's fro can be seen in the courtroom audience, or if it were televised, every once in a while you would just see Jimi Hendrix just sitting there, because he's been gone for a while, and we jammed for 15 minutes. And it was pretty good. The best last 15 minutes of my free life. But I just think that's a kind of a cool story. Halloween costume this year. Okay, I'm going to tell you what the sexiest Halloween costume is for a guy. Women, tell me if I'm wrong. Ready for this? Sexiest Halloween costume for a guy. And I'm not doing it because I'm 40. No more Halloween costumes. I don't know. Sexiest Halloween costume for a guy. Spider-Man, no mask. Am I right or am I wrong? Spider-Man, no mask. Tell me. Right or wrong? Right or wrong? Wrong. Yep, see, right. See, yeah. Spider-Man, don't even bring the mask. Don't even put the mask on. Spider-Man, no mask. Sexiest outfit. Wrong. Fireman? Wrong. You don't think that Spider-Man without the mask is a good-looking outfit? So pitch me a sexier Halloween costume. Don't just be a negative Nancy. Help. Pitch in. What is a sexier Halloween costume than Spider-Man no mask? Batman. Wrong. I have never seen a good Batman costume. Every Batman costume is a cheap, janky look-alike of a Batman costume. Batman is the single hardest Halloween costume to nail. You could have a 6-figure budget for a Batman costume, and your Batman costume still looks dumb. That was not a good counter-argument. The brawny paper towel man is pretty good, but you would have to hold brawny paper towels with you so people knew exactly what was going on. Snapchat hot dog, hard to tell you're anything other than, oh no, because you'd have the headphones. Pretty good. But not sexier. Not sexier than Spider-Man no mask. That's interesting. Risky business in undies? One might say that's trying a little hard. Part of being sexy is not trying very hard. And then I pan down and I'm like mermaid costume down here. Or like fishnets. Orkin man, that's not sexy. Gumby, not sexy. Interesting question. Best one for a woman. Well, a lot of them are sexy. Theoretically sexy. I feel like if you wanted to go anti sort of skin bearing, lab coat and glasses could be like hair up, lab coat, glasses. It could be sexy. I don't know. I'm trying to be cooperative, but I don't have a thought really. Aquaman, if you can fill it out. Listen, I hope that didn't sound too PC. I'm just saying, like, bookworm, like sexy bookworm, it's cute. I never really went to strip clubs. I've been to, like, strip clubs several times. I'm not a strip club guy, but I always liked... How can I tell if Carlos is into Larry? But I always liked the... I always liked the bookwormy looking one at the strip club. I was like the... Okay, well, how could people get a John Mayer costume? It'd be like $15,000. Okay. That lacked imagination. Well, I went as long as I could, right? You guys are awesome. By the way, band, are you having trouble getting into your room? Are there room issues? This was fun. I'm definitely not saving this this talk. Sexy Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Sherlock Holmes. That's interesting. I get that. That could be a hot costume for a guy. Other hot costumes for a woman. Like it's Black Widow? Okay, Carlos, just tell Larry how you feel. Be yourself. Just tell Larry how you feel. I think you're great. And what you think is probably really boring in your own mind is awesome because you're great. And I know that if you just start having conversation with Larry, he's going to love that. Just be yourself. I know it's really trite, but just be yourself. And I mean, I know when I'm around you, I'm drawn to you. So just give it a second, but like, you know, start a conversation. Don't ask him about himself. Princess Leia and the golden bikini. That's true. Comic-Con might have had something to do with making that a little obvious lately. Good couples costumes. Oh, I don't know. I never applied myself to that thought. Okay, I'm going to play some Nintendo Switch, and I'll see you later. Okay, bye.